Right, so what I'm prepared today is lino printing. Any takers? Hey, we've got one, great, good. So, a couple of people interested in lino printing. So, what I will do when I do that bit is we'll just do it down here. Today I'm just going to talk through the process and the design side of it, and just have a look at a few pictures. So, that part will be there. So this month the theme is either autumn or lino printing. As I said last week, I did a little bit on autumn last week to get everybody started, and I thought I'll go to lino printing and then keep this going as long as people are interested in this, and then I'll go switch back to autumn. So that's how this month will pan out. So that's that. I've got the lino in, got all the stuff I need. The other thing is I've got, just to let you know, I did put this in the email. I've got some work in, I will have some work in the Wapping Group's exhibition, which will be at the end of the month. So if anybody wants to go along to that exhibition, it will start on Thursday, well, the private view, if anybody wants to go to the private view, is Thursday the 30th of October. And then the exhibition is on probably about 7 to 10 days. It goes on until the 11th of November. So it's for just over a week. Yeah, and there's, if anybody wants one of those, some cards there for that. Okay, so that's that. So the Wapping Group, I think you know, I became a member of the Wapping Group this year, and it means that I get to put half a dozen pictures in the exhibition from now on. Yep. So that's that. Right, so yeah, I'm going to sort of aim this down here and do anybody who wants to interested in lino printing, maybe just come forward, because I know this isn't going to be relevant to everybody. So I'll just do this, try this down here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, if you just want to watch and just thinking about maybe something for the future, not now, that's absolutely fine. Yeah. So I've kind of got all the equipment in. I've bought some lino, and I've also got a smaller size somewhere, or we can just cut this in half. So they're about £1.40 a sheet, that size, 70p or smaller. This is it's like a kind of vinyl type lino. It's not so this is the traditional lino. That's right. Which is made up of ground up cork with linseed oil, and then it's just compressed onto a bit of hessian. So that's the sort of thing that you can use. And this is the slightly more modern version. I don't know that one's better than the other. I think they're probably different qualities. This is probably a bit better for the environment, because it's just cork and linseed oil and hessian. This is plastic, so you're going to keep your plastic count down. That's the ones to go. But these are the ones I've got. So that's that. I was thinking really to start with design. I've got a collection here of bits of one. So this was the one I did. That was the one I did last year, which was a kind of multi-colour one. And I'm quite pleased with it, but I think start simpler. I think I tried to get too quick. So what I was thinking to start with was, this is one that one of the students did last year, and she actually just copied somebody else's lino print. But, so I didn't, one of my students in the Thursday class, but she literally just had a lino print by somebody else and did a copy of it. So she made a nice job of it, but it just demonstrates to me how much you can achieve just with black and white, and sort of more kind of graphic marks, the variety of marks. I've been just thinking along those lines, and this is sort of my collection of different bits and bobs. So that's probably one of the better ones to look at. So I was thinking, I haven't really done this. Well, one idea I had was this was a picture I took about a week ago up at Lee. So I was using this for this sort of project. I thought, would that translate into lino? So that's as far as I've got, like the design stage. So I was thinking, well, I've done a bit of pencil, maybe the next stage was maybe another sketch with a little bit of paint, just try and rough it out before I go on to the lino. These are two books I bought recently. So there's that one. This one I managed to get out of the library last year, and I managed to get a copy this year. So this is a nice book. And I've not heard of this person, but she actually lives in Rayleigh. Yeah, so that was quite interesting. Yeah, I started reading the book, and that's I kind of got about halfway through it. That's her, and she says here she lives in lives in the historic market town of Rayleigh.
There you go.
So that's quite interesting. It's
Yeah.
local to here.
You were getting for a
I should get us to come and do the
The
session.
demo,
Yeah.
That's I'm here.
Yeah. So in both these books, one exercise that they're suggesting. So this one, this is kind of a bit like it's a sort of mark making exercise. And I was thinking, well, I've never really done that. That might be quite interesting. Sorry.
Like an introduction.
Yeah. So that could be maybe a smaller bit. I was going to just looking through some of. I mean, what I've got in terms of equipment is fairly basic, fairly primitive. Don't have a press. The inks I have are these water mixable ink, or block. They're sort of kind of basic block printing ink. They're water soluble. So there's two kinds of ink you can get. You can get these, and you can get an oil-based ink. And it may be that with a press and an oil-based ink, you can get a finer result. I just don't know, because I haven't done that much with it. But the advantage of these is that they will dry quite quickly, whereas I have used the oil-based inks in the past with another project, and it was forever, honestly. We hadn't done it for weeks, and they just weren't.
Oh dear.
They stay tacky for
a really long time. So in this sort of environment, we've got to take everything home. We've got nowhere to leave things to
Yeah.
I
dry.
mean, I'm no good. I've only done it once with the oil and again.
Yeah. Okay, the open, what used to be the Open Arts project, and the other project I used to work for, we got, we were sort of flying as someone came in and showed us all the equipment. We've got all these lovely oil-based things.
One of the women from the Southern Art Club came and did it one during the summer. That's where and I had a little go with both the oils and the warms.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, she did a demo and
Yeah.
it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Loads
So,
of different arts you can make.
yeah. So it's really just kind of a bit of inspiration to start with, I think, and suggestion of what we could do. So what I'm going to suggest is maybe a project that's just black and white to start with, or one colour and white, or one colour and something else, really. Just to start with. And I thought this one, they've made it like a little tile design, which is quite a nice way. But it's a way of just working out different sort of marks. And I think things like another interesting design thing here is just how she's used like contrasting tones. So she'll have like light bits over slightly darker bits, and then these darker bits over light bits, and it's just like a whole stylised design.
Yeah.
So it will hopefully get us thinking in slightly different ways to how we're thinking with paint, where you've got all the colours and all the tones. Just working maybe with one, two tones, something like that. And then perhaps if we're interested in the next project, we could go into a bit of colour and maybe do a few plates. Or the one I showed you to start with, this one, I basically used the same plate, but I put a colour down, print it, and then carve away some more, then put another colour down, print it, carve away some more. So I think there's three different colours there.
So what you carve away is going to be the black, isn't it?
Yeah, what you leave is what you leave
Is the paint,
is the colour, you see. So to start with, the only bits I carved away were the white bits. So my idea was like to do something to do with the brown geese, because they've just arrived last week or so in Lee. So that was my idea last year. So I just did these little white bits to start with. That was the first bit I did, and printed the pinky colour. Then the next bit I cut away where I want the pink to stay, and did the chocolatey beigey colour. And then the next stage was to cut all that away and just leave the black bits. So that's it's a reduction print. But the thing, it's a nice way to work. You need to know, like some of them I did slight variations. That's probably the best one. And some of them I haven't finished printing yet. But you can. You need to sort of know exactly the colours and have it pretty well planned out.
Have your vision.
You've got to have your vision.
Yeah.
You've got a clear vision.
It's also training your brain to work from backwards.
Yeah. So in a way, better, I think, to just start just a little, you know, light and dark
Light
to
and dark,
start.
yeah.
Just get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is it. It would be great. It would be absolutely great for Christmas cards. Well, and that's why I brought it in now. That's got me inspiration there. So this, I basically just collected everything that's come my way over the last few years. So that's another nice one somebody gave me as a Christmas card. Obviously, that's probably a big bit of lino reduced to print, but there's interesting sort of ways of hatching.
Getting your head round
Yeah.
what's cut away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why it might be good to do something like this and maybe use some of these for inspiration.
Yeah.
And just think, well, maybe I'll just do a little bit and just see how that works. I mean, I think they're lovely sort of, graphic images, really. So that was one of the students did last year. So that was one somebody gave me as a Christmas card. Again, just quite a nice. It's nicely printed, very sharply printed. But that was one of the Wapping group gave me that. So he'd obviously hand printed those. That's not really lino print, it's a little bit sad. That's one my son did at Reserve College.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's one again. He did, and then he did lots of fabric things on that thing as well. Again, one of my other students did last year, and they're both students. So from this kind of a simple too, but it's a nice range of. Oh, there's a great one that I've got.
That's the work that's gone into it. That.
Yeah, I mean that's probably mine.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, yeah. This was a nice one that came off the dog food bag.
That's
I
lovely.
thought it was beautiful.
That is lovely.
So
I
cut
really
out
like that.
yesterday. That's from
beautiful.
our greyhound sort of food. It comes in sacks and those sort of things, which I thought was lovely. But again, you could try things
Take
like
elements of that.
Yeah,
you could
it's really lovely.
if you want to do something, I mean, that's massively complicated.
This looks
Yeah.
like it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would suggest just small areas to start with and just see if you can get those sort of things to print. Because one of the problems I've had in the past is them over inking and filling and how fine you can get it. So it's obviously possible to do that. I don't know if he's got a press. I'll have to ask him. Where he's done that.
So say you were going to do that.
Yeah.
That would all be done in one go.
I think this whole print, I'm guessing it's a reduction print, a bit like I did this. And I think they would have the plate that are drawn out. I don't know, it's difficult to say because that's one colour there, that grey. I don't know if that reappears.
I think they've split this into so
Yeah,
Oh,
it could
it's
be
just like
cut,
sections.
They've cut that there.
So they could have, that could
And
be
they've cut
half the
bits
plate.
out,
But actually there's a bit there too, isn't there? Yeah, so it's difficult to tell because that's tonally the similar tone. So maybe it is a couple of different plates. It's hard to tell.
But
the-
this bit here,
If you were
you
going
could
to do it in
probably
one
that in
colour,
one.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
Because that's black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do all the cutting out in one go
Yeah,
and just
it's I'm just not so sure I can work it out. There's a bit of overlap there. Isn't there? So it may be a couple of plates. Maybe they then sort of jigsawed it all together. Yeah, because you are getting some of the greys in places. Some of it is reduction. Yeah, I mean that's really to just show what can be done.
Yeah.
Really, I didn't mean to start. It's probably quite a bit bigger than it looks. Yeah. But I thought it was a nice bit of inspiration. These
Yeah,
sort of
nice.
things.
Yeah.
or what can be done.
Yeah, but think more in terms of this for the time being. Sort of light and dark, this sort of thing, and these examples, and some of the light and dark ones in James' book.
So if you're just doing the one colour like that, you do it all in one colour.
Yeah, that's just
all
one.
your colour
Yeah,
in one
yeah.
bit.
You do all your cutting out. So basically, what you're carving away is the wire. One suggestion. I'm working my way through these books, and I'm about halfway through reading this. But one suggestion was to sort of cut. Well, this is quite dark anyway, but you could put like Indian ink on it, and let it dry, and then carve away, and then you've got more of a representation of what it's going to look like. Whatever you cut, whatever you print is going to come out in reverse.
Yeah.
That's something you also need to remember. So in some ways, I think what I'm.
So don't do any words.
Well, if you do words, you need to do
I think-
you've got to do math.
Yeah. So don't do any words.
Yeah, do you? So there is a project. Both these books have got little projects in, and you can. I think there might be stencils. But yeah, there's stencils and things for it. So if you wanted to just, if you wanted to just use all these things, you know,
Well, that's
cut
good
away.
for Christmas cards. They could do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know, variations. Yeah, you could. Yeah, there are some blank cards there that one of the students gave. So yeah, that would need to be in reverse. You know, you need to sort of. But if you trace that and then put it that way, and work down, it will come out in reverse, and then you cut away. So, in some ways, I think a good way to work would be to sort of like draw a couple of squares or whatever you want, and then do your design, and then I'm intending to do a design and then trace it onto a bit of line.
You see, something like that, it wouldn't matter what way round it
It
goes.
wouldn't, no, it wouldn't at all. Something symmetrical or something like a tree, it wouldn't really matter. It's only when you've got, you know, if you want to like house this side on that side or something like that, that it starts to matter.
Our last did this about 50 years.
Sorry?
Our last did this
Did you?
50
Yeah.
years.
It really is it's the simplest way of working. I mean, when we were
They had the big thing
proper etching press or something like that.
The wife has got one of these things you put die cuts through.
Right.
Because she's a crafter.
Oh, yeah.
That would help do the pressing as well.
On my pack, they've got the
Sorry.
kit. You've got
Yeah,
the rubber
maybe.
kit.
Yeah.
All things you just see. That's what. Yeah, probably.
So
That's an etching press.
Yeah.
So that sort of press, you put the work there between some blankets, spin this round, it goes through. The other,
Very much like the pressing, the machines you put the dies on top and cut it out.
The other kind you can get is like a foot press. There's a picture somewhere in here of the foot press. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, it's basically like a big square and a screw thread, and it just clamps it down like a foot binder's press.
So how do you what tools do you, I suppose you, multitudinous tools, isn't it?
I work for cutting.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you done any before?
Equally at school
Yeah,
I did
okay.
a sample, but I've not picked it up at all since then.
Okay, I'll put it on here. So what I have got is I've got here we go. So these are just so that you don't cut straight into yourself. Or the other thing is like a slip mat. If you've got a slip mat, something that will just give you a bit of grip, because these will slide around.
Yeah.
What you've got to be really careful of is slashing into yourself, and it is painful. So always cut away from yourself. Yeah, just do that sort of thing. But this bit, I was just playing around. This is an old little bit demo bit. I was just playing around with it. So you've got these different cutters. So these are the most basic kind. And this is the new set for. So there's a couple of handles and new cutter there, just so that we've got some fresh ones. Because in these books, they just suggest like chuck them away, chuck these little bits away once you've got those. I've got an Orstone there, so you've got the different profiles. So that's like a U shape if you want to carve away bigger bits like that. And there are that's right, that's a V shape. So you can get, that's a thinner, sharper. So it's basically sort of, you're kind of going down, start to cut, and going along, but you've got to be careful not to, go straight off. But it's very easy to. So that's basically the process. Once we feel some curvy lines, we can do that.
You know the cork placemats you can get on the opposite, on the other side, it's sometimes
Yeah.
cork, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the tables.
Yeah.
Do you use that?
I don't know. Can I go?
Rather big range.
Yes, because sometimes they make that
One of
Yeah,
them
you
so
might.
if you do
Yeah.
that, it might take.
Yeah. I guess because this is all ground up, it'll be fine. I was thinking like.
Some of these tend to be harder, don't they?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's well.
Yeah, with the traditional lino, it is a bit harder. You can warm it up, sit it on the radiator, and then it becomes a lot softer. So, but that's basically what you do. You cut it like that. You get rid of all the bits. I won't do it, but you get some ink out, roll the cut, roll that on, get a bit of paper, sort of like that. Do that, and then they come on.
Very nice.
So I'll go through that stage next.
Yeah.
But that's basically the process.
Thing I've got in my kit, I'll show you.
Yeah, or a wooden spoon.
If you put it on paper, then you need to spread it in the same place.
Yes, you do. So you need to. The best thing to do there is like make a little board so that goes down on a certain place, and then you have another register for your paper and the paper. Yeah. Because obviously, if you're doing like a Christmas card, you don't want sort of you want it nice and central.
Yeah.
So we can go into that a little bit next session, the actual process. But I was thinking really, some more kind of design. It's cool, but yeah. So they are.
Some of them are flat, some of them are
So you do that.
Ah.
Yeah. Like this one.
Yeah.
You can use a metal spoon or a wooden spoon. The wooden spoons won't get so hot. Metal obviously is going to get the friction will warm up a bit. But I've just got a wooden spoon somewhere. I'm not, I have had access to presses in the house, but I haven't anymore, so it's just back to wooden spoons. I always like this because it's sort of thing, it's the only printmaking I could do at home with really basic tools. And I think when I left college, I started doing, one of my friends was really into Lino Printing, and I just got interested. And she made Christmas cards all year, and then I always did it for about 3 or 4 years. And I could print off about 30 cards. Couldn't do it now. I've got too many students and people I give cards to. But you could do this, make a lino print as a design.
And then have it printed, I suppose.
Yeah, and then have it printed. Or, if you've only got like a couple of dozen, then it's easy enough.
Oh,
a couple of
yeah,
dozen
yeah.
off them. Particularly if it's just one colour and a simple design.
Yeah.
So I think it's good fun. It'd be nice
Yeah.
to get into, and do have a look at any of the books and any of the inspiration. I would suggest to start with just sketch out some designs, some ideas, and then we can take it from there.
Yeah. Is she familiar?
Well, I've lived here all my life. I was born here, but no, I wonder how old she is.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Interesting.